Rampheung Beach is a beautiful and long stretch of sand in Thailand. It is located in a province called Rampheung, which is on the eastern coast of the Gulf of Thailand. This beach is very special to many people. For families and tourists, it is a wonderful place to relax, swim in the warm water, and build sandcastles under the bright sun. The beach stretches for 12 kilometers, a golden ribbon separating the green land from the blue sea. It is a place where children laugh and play, and where visitors can enjoy the gentle sounds of the waves lapping against the shore. It is a world away from the busy cities, a sanctuary of natural beauty. For the local community, Rampheung Beach is more than just a holiday spot. It is their home and their workplace. Fishermen have been launching their colorful boats from these shores for generations, relying on the rich sea to provide for their families. Along the beach, small restaurants and shops welcome visitors, serving delicious local food and selling handcrafted souvenirs. The rhythm of life here is closely tied to the sea. The health of the ocean directly affects the well-being of the people. This deep connection makes the beach an essential part of their culture and their daily lives, a source of both pride and sustenance. The area is also part of a larger natural system. Just a short distance away is the Khao Layam Yamuko Samet National Park, a protected area full of wonderful plants and animals. The waters near Rampheung are home to a variety of marine life, from tiny plankton to larger fish and crabs. The beach itself is a habitat for small creatures that live in the sand, and the nearby trees provide a home for birds. This entire coastline is a delicate ecosystem, where every part, from the smallest grain of sand to the largest tree, plays an important role in keeping the environment healthy and balanced for all living things. Because of its natural beauty and importance to the local people, Rampheung Beach is a place that many hold dear. It represents the simple joys of nature and the steady livelihood that the sea can provide. It is a place of peace, where the land meets the ocean in a gentle embrace. The long, sandy coastline is a familiar and comforting sight for those who live there, and a delightful discovery for those who visit. This is why it is so important to protect places like Rampheung, to ensure they remain vibrant and healthy for many, many years to come, for future generations to enjoy. In January 2022, something terrible happened that changed this peaceful place. Far out in the ocean, about 20 kilometers from the shore, there was a problem. An underwater pipe, owned by a large oil company, began to leak. This pipe was used to move oil from big ships to a refinery on the land. On the night of Tuesday, January 25th, the pipe broke, and thick black oil started spilling into the clear waters of the Gulf of Thailand. It was a silent disaster happening deep beneath the waves, unseen by the people on the shore who were going about their evening. The leak released a huge amount of oil into the sea. Officials estimated that around 50,000 liters of crude oil poured out from the broken pipeline. This is enough oil to fill a large swimming pool. The oil did not stay in one place. It began to spread out, carried by the ocean currents and the wind. It formed a massive dark slick that floated on the surface of the water, covering an area of nearly 50 square kilometers. It was a growing stain on the beautiful blue sea, a dangerous and toxic substance moving slowly but surely towards the precious coastline. Just a few days later, on Friday, January 28th, the worst fears of the local people came true. The enormous oil slick reached the shore. It washed up onto the beautiful sands of Rampheung Beach. The thick, sticky black oil covered everything it touched. The golden sand turned dark and foul-smelling. The once clear water became murky and dangerous. The beautiful beach, a place of joy and relaxation, was declared a disaster area. It was a heartbreaking sight for everyone who loved and depended on this special place. A true environmental catastrophe unfolding before their eyes. The impact on the community was immediate and severe. The government had to close the entire 12-kilometer beach to the public. No one could swim, play, or even walk on the sand. The small restaurants and shops that lined the coast suddenly had no customers. Fishermen were told not to go out to sea, as the water was contaminated and any fish they caught would be unsafe to eat. People's livelihoods vanished overnight. The air filled with the strong, unpleasant smell of oil, and a feeling of sadness and worry fell over the entire community as they faced this sudden crisis. As soon as the oil hit the shore, a massive cleanup operation began. It was a race against time to save the beach and the sea. Many different groups came together to help. Workers from the oil company, soldiers from the Royal Thai Navy, and hundreds of volunteers rushed to the scene. They knew that the longer the oil stayed on the beach, the more damage it would do to the environment. Everyone worked tirelessly from early in the morning until late at night, united by the common goal of restoring their beloved coastline and mitigating the harm that had been done. The cleanup work was incredibly difficult and dirty. Teams of people dressed in white protective suits and boots spread out along the blackened sand. They used simple tools like shovels and buckets to scoop up the oily sand and put it into bags for safe disposal. Out on the water, special ships were used to fight the spill. They laid out long, floating barriers called booms to try to trap the oil and stop it from spreading further. They also sprayed chemicals called dispersants from airplanes, which helped to break the oil into smaller droplets, hoping it would be less harmful to the marine life below. The scale of the task was enormous, and it required a coordinated effort from both air and sea. The Thai Navy sent several large ships to help contain the main slick, while smaller boats patrolled closer to the shore, trying to collect any oil that got past the booms. The governor of the Rampheung province declared a state of emergency, which allowed for more resources and help to be brought in quickly. It was a battle fought on many fronts, with people on the ground physically removing the pollution, while others worked strategically at sea to control the source of the contamination. Despite their heroic efforts, the helpers knew that a quick visual cleanup was only the beginning of a much longer process. They could remove the thick black sludge from the surface of the sand, but the oil had already soaked deep into the ground. It had also mixed with the water, posing a hidden threat to the plants and animals that live in the sea. The workers managed to make the beach look clean again within about a week, but the invisible damage to the ecosystem was a much deeper problem that would take years, and perhaps even decades, to fully heal. The long-term effects of an oil spill are often invisible but very serious. Even after the black sludge is gone from the sand, the danger is not over. The oil that dissolved into the water or sank to the seabed can harm marine life for a very long time. Tiny animals like crabs and worms that live in the sand can be poisoned. This affects the larger animals like birds and fish that eat them. Coral reefs, which are like underwater cities for fish, can be smothered by the oil and die. The entire food chain can be disrupted, leading to a silent and slow decline in the health of the ocean. For the people who make their living from the sea, the damage can last for years. Fishermen worry that the fish stocks will be low for a long time, or that people will be too afraid to buy seafood from the area. The reputation of a beautiful tourist destination can be stained, and it can take a great deal of time to rebuild the trust of visitors. The economic hardship caused by the spill can create a lasting struggle for families in the community. The true cost of the disaster is not just the price of the cleanup, but the loss of income and security for the local people who depend on a healthy environment. This event at Rampheung Beach teaches us a very important lesson. It shows us how fragile our beautiful coastlines are and how quickly human mistakes can cause devastating damage. It reminds us that our oceans and beaches are precious resources that we must protect with great care. The cleanup effort showed how people can come together in a crisis, but the best solution is to prevent such disasters from happening in the first place. We must be more careful in how we transport and use materials like oil, and we must have strong rules to protect our natural world. Ultimately, the story of Rampheung Beach is a powerful reminder of our responsibility to the planet. Protecting our oceans is not just about cleaning up after a spill. It is about making choices every day that prevent pollution. Whether it is reducing our reliance on oil, properly disposing of waste, or supporting stronger environmental laws, we all have a part to play. The health of our oceans is connected to the health of our entire world. We must learn from these sad events and work together to ensure that our beautiful blue planet remains a safe and vibrant home for all living creatures.